Okay, so I think we go around there. Climbing on. Hey, try it. It's like... So 3 years ago, the Collins Dictionary invented a new word.
Sharenting. It means using social media to share news or images of your child.
Okay, alright, come on guys, come. Jump in here, buddy.
It's a common practice among parents, but some took it further. With this, and this. It's become such a serious problem that in France, under their privacy laws, parents could be jailed up to a year and fined up to 70,000 Singapore dollars if convicted of posting intimate details of their children's lives without consent.
Do you ever post photos of your kid online?
Absolutely, yes.
How often would you post?
Twice a month. Anything that is related to like travelings, I don't really mind.
I think nice moment I will post. Like I will take and post.
My wife does, not me.
Okay, what does she share online?
Just what he does, what amazes her on a daily basis.
And how often would this do you post? I mean, does she post? Like, a few
Twice
times a
or
week?
three to 4 times a week.
Most of the parents I spoke to post about their children on social media. There are no local statistics, but according to a Florida-based non-profit organization, most parents would have posted 1,500 photos of their child on Facebook or Instagram by the time he or she turns 5. That's close to 6 pictures a week. In this day and age, we all share information about ourselves on social media platforms. But how did sharenting come about? I'm meeting with Professor Jung Yang Bo,
Hey, Prof.
Hi.
Thanks for coming by.
a social media expert who considers himself a sharent.
And I wanted to ask you, how did this word even come to exist in our vocabulary?
All right, I knew that you're going to ask this question, so that's why I brought this back.
Yeah, what's in the bag?
So these are little villages. Before we had this communication technology, long time ago, right? The people shared their interesting stories in one village, and one person from this village traveled to another village and shared the stories that he or she heard from one village to another, right? So this is basically storytelling.
Right.
And I believe that the good portion of those very interesting stories include the newborn babies and how the young children grew up. And then, an evolution of transportation technology and also the paper and pencil. We had another way to communicate, which is this letter and then a snail mail. And then, again, we had new communication technology. Now, people are able to share their stories in real time.
So how big a feature is sharenting in today's modern families?
Right, so it's a big phenomenon because in Singapore, every family has only 1 or 2 kids nowadays. So the children become very precious feature to every single family.
Is there a concern that we might be oversharing?
Right, yes. It's impossible for the parents to get the consent from the little kids or babies. Sometimes they just do things without really thinking about consequences. But the internet and social media are a public sphere, right?
How does it feel to be regularly shared, liked, and commented about online? I want to hear from the kids. So I've gathered 3 tweens.
Hi, I'm Tanisha.
Hi, my name is Tutia. Nin. Hi, I'm Sophie.
I'm sure as you're growing up, you know, your parents are always taking photos of you guys, right?
Mostly it's been my mom who takes photos of me since young and puts them on Instagram to show other people.
My parents post pictures of me, like special events also, when I've accomplished something.
Little do the tweens know, we've arranged for their parents to listen in a separate room.
Any embarrassing moments?
Yeah, there are some made me quite uncomfortable. My dad sent a picture to a friend,
Okay.
and so that picture had my hand in it.
Okay.
Yeah,
Touch your hand, right?
it doesn't sound that bad,
Yeah.
but I'm quite sensitive because people say that, you know, it looks fat and like it's chubby and everything.
Just
So,
fingers.
I thought rather
Fat
uncomfortable, but my dad refused to take it down.
I don't think it's fat, that's the problem.
I'll get her
Just,
approval. yeah.
Do you ever worry that your parents might be oversharing, like sharing too much about your life, you know?
Kind of. In the future, I might be like, most probably a teenager, then I see my parents posting all my childhood photos and I find it very embarrassing.
Well, they will definitely have to show during their montage, wedding montage. There will be such a time.
What about you, Sophie? You've written your mum some letters, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think your mummy was thinking of sharing it. Yeah, but
But I told her not to.
why not?
I told her I don't want her to post it because it's very personal.
I was telling her that, hey, shall I post it? She's like, no, mommy, please don't, you know. So yeah, I just have to really ask her for permission and be very mindful of her feelings now that she's becoming a teenager soon.
If your parents were here now, would you want them to take some photos of this recording and post it online?
I would feel very uncomfortable with that because someone,
Hey, my kid got a-
yeah, it's kind of like, you know, that kind of vibe and like people don't like it.
I'll also be scared of my parents going to like brag to their colleagues or maybe their friends.
So there's a thin line between bragging
We have to
and
write
proud.
something.
We have to
figure that out.
define, we have to define that thin line. And let them know that we are not bragging, we are not showing off, we are just proud of you.
Sorry. As long as they don't like go overboard with it, so
At which point is it overboard?
every single second just taking everything and like writing a super long,
Yeah.
I don't
Oh.
know. Yeah.
Like hashtag my kids on talking point, like something like that.
I don't think you'll do that, right?
It turns out, kids like adults are conscious about unglamorous photos. They also want to avoid their parents coming across like they are bragging about them.
Look, yeah, correct, nice.
Dear Singaporeans, those who serve the army, those
But what about kids who become stars as a result of sharenting? What kind of pressure are they under?
Did you ever feel a lot of pressure to make these videos?
Pressure. Actually, sometimes yes, I do.
I'm investigating the risks of sharenting. Do parents understand its impact?
I'll also be scared of my parents going to like brag to their colleagues or maybe their friends.
And what's it like growing up under the glare of social media? Dr. Tia Tia and Big Bro.
Hi everyone, it's good to meet
Remember them?
you again. You miss us? Do you miss us?
At the tender age of 9 and 15, these brothers took YouTube by storm with their comical videos. At its height in 2012, their channel generated close to 18 million views with over 62,000 subscribers.
Oh,
Hello, hi, Tia Tia.
Hey.
Steven. Hello.
Nice to meet you.
Today, Tia Tia is 13 years old. His last video for his channel was 4 years ago.
And I noticed, I recognize this laugh sign is always in your videos, right?
Oh yes, it is.
Much of their success has been attributed to their father, Wing Fu, the mastermind behind their YouTube channel.
So how did you guys start this channel in the first place?
Well, it was because my brother, he actually had a filming competition.
Okay.
So he decided to make a video and my father was the cameraman. So my father decided to put me in the video. And however, my brother did not win the competition. But even so, my father still uploaded the video onto YouTube and it somehow went viral.
But did your dad or your parents ever ask for your permission to do it?
They did actually, but yeah, there was a few times where I got very angry actually
Oh,
when
what
making the
happened?
videos. I kept on saying the wrong things and we had to retake it a lot of time and my father of course wasn't happy and he started nagging at me.
Okay.
And I myself got pissed and so I really stood up, I ran to a toilet and slammed the door and started crying, yeah.
Did you ever feel a lot of pressure to make these videos?
Pressure. Actually, sometimes yes, I do. I know some people are watching me, they know me, especially some teachers. So I know I must be good and don't misbehave in school I need to maintain a certain image, yeah.
Next time when you have your own kids and they're about 5-6 years old, would you put them in a video too?
Yes, I actually would, but before I'll confirm with them, they want to make a video and maybe I'll show them this is how it will be like. Yeah.
So try to explain to them what it's all about.
Yes, but maybe when they get older, at the age of 10, then I'll reconfirm with them.
Jia Jia certainly felt the pressure of being thrust under the social media glare at such a young age. In fact, he now consciously tries not to reveal his identity as Dr. Jia Jia to strangers and even friends to avoid unnecessary attention. But unwanted attention isn't the worst that can happen. Sharenting can get dangerous too.
So my producer's being rather mysterious about all of this. I've been told to come here for a shoot, but I have no idea who it is I'm going to meet.
Hi, Steve.
Oh, hi.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Hi.
I'm Gwen.
Oh, hi, Gwen.
And yeah, so how was Super Park just now?
How do you know?
I saw you on your Instagram.
Ah,
Did
okay.
Lucy and Joshua have fun?
Yeah, you're worrying me now.
Okay, so your producers asked me to like search up about your kids through your social media.
Okay, I'm a bit nervous now.
Okay, I found out a lot of stuff.
Oh, really?
Okay, so here is the board of investigation and research done. Lucy is 13 this year and Joshua is 9.
That's correct.
Okay,
Yes.
and I have Lucy's birth date.
Oh, I gotta take a
Okay,
look at this.
let me know whether it's right.
It's correct.
There was only one post of Lucy's birthday with a cake. I managed to find out that your kids are actually taking up tennis classes 2 years ago. I went on to your Instagram and I realized that just this year in March, you posted a picture of your son and you in a tennis court.
like
the
that.
same,
Exactly.
right? Okay, so you might want to open
Yeah, for you to get this, Oh, it's correct. It really is, and I'm impressed and worried at the same time because, how did you get that?
It was quite somehow like easy for me to find because all I did was to zoom in the words at the back. There's a word Wilson and like some mini words at the bottom, a few words.
But most tennis courts will be this color and will have a Wilson. Oh no!
Yeah, there's like some that is green, red inside and green outside. Yeah, so there are some tennis courts and there's white as well.
Wow, okay. That's quite scary.
Yeah,
because I really thought that was a really generic photo of any tennis court. But okay, so I'm curious about this now because
the last one, right?
I really want to see if you got that right. Yeah, it's the right location. It's in the right area.
Okay, so actually how I found was because you geotagged the location of your morning jog. So with that, right, if you were to continue like posting more on like your location and stuff, maybe the nearby coffee shops that you're at and stuff, I feel that it'll be easier to find out your home location, your exact home location.
How much time did you take to gather this information?
I just need half a day to find everything here.
Well, this has raised some issues. There are some things I'm going to change, some of my habits now that I know this.
So it's actually quite simple. You just need to go.
Gwen is a social media influencer, so she knows how to navigate the online space.
I post about my kids regularly on social media, mostly about the things we're doing together. I guess I'm proud of them and I want to show them off. But now I'm worried that there are hidden dangers to all this sharenting.
Gwen is no professional hacker, and yet she could dig out all that information just based on my social media posts. I wonder how easy it really is, so I'm gonna try it out. Meet Liang Mei. Unlike me, Liang Mei shares a lot about her children online. She is very active on her blog A Million Little Echoes, as well as her Instagram and Facebook accounts. On average, she makes 4 posts about her 2 children every week.
Do you ever think you might be oversharing?
I had this thought coming into my head one day when, I think when Ewan was 5, he actually fractured his collarbone.
Okay.
And I wrote a blog entry on it. And so then one day he's been getting quite a few gifts coming to the door. And when we were alone, he was like, "How did they know it's my collarbone that I fractured?" So then I told him, "Oh, because I wrote a story about this on you." So then I told him, "Oh, we are actually benefiting other parents and educating them as well." And he's like, "Oh, okay." Then he accepted that and he felt, "Oh, that's okay."
Unknown to Liang Mei, I spent the entire morning going through her social media posts before we met.
Can I have the board, please? Okay, here we go.
Oh my goodness! How did you find that out?
Here is the board of investigation.
I found that parents are unknowingly sharing too much about their kids online.
I just need half a day to find everything here. Like, okay, why not you take a
Earlier, I was cyber-stalked by influencer Gwen Lee.
Oh, it's correct. I'm impressed and worried at the same time because, yeah, how did you get that?
Now that I'm aware of the risk of sharenting, I want to show other parents the hidden dangers.
Yeah, some interesting bits.
It's time to reveal my research to May.
Could I have the board, please? Here we go. Thank you. This is what I managed to piece together looking at just the stuff you share online.
Yes.
These are the kids, right?
Yes, these are the kids.
Okay. This is Ewan, he goes for wushu, right?
That's right.
Is at a place called Marshall House. And there is also piano at Aureus Academy of Music. He's moved to drums at my drum school. And I also know that he likes Bon Jovi and Queen.
That's right.
So Faye also took part in the Spartan race. But this is interesting. I found out that she actually replaced her brother. They both swim at the swimming room.
That's right.
What you may not have known is that we actually managed to find out where you actually live.
Really? I made sure
I have
that...
it right underneath here.
Are you sure?
Yeah? You want to take a peek and see if it's correct?
Oh my goodness! How did you find that out?
Let me tell you how.
Very smart.
In an interview here, you mentioned the layout of the apartment, right? So we looked in the area for the apartments along that stretch of road. And based on this layout, we went to what was publicly available in terms of floor plans and matched that layout with this layout. Based on that, we said, well, I guess this is the apartment
And
block
you
that
got
you're
it
at.
right.
So how do you feel about that? Knowing that I've now been able to discover your actual address.
I am surprised and I am not extremely comfortable about it.
Yeah.
I take great efforts not to share where I stay, and if you can pick that up just by looking at the floor plan and doing some online digging, I think that's quite scary.
So now let's take a look at school.
I try to not let people know which school he goes to.
Well, because you also mentioned that the school is near home. So again, we looked at where you stay, knowing their uniforms and getting some idea. And we were able to, well, shortlist a few. Is it one of the 3?
It is one of the 3.
Yeah?
It is one of the 3.
Okay. Now that I know what it looks like, I could go to the websites of those schools and eventually I would find out which school he's in, right? Looking back at what I've discovered, would you then think twice or would you have changed any of the things you had posted?
Maybe not so much. I'll just cross my fingers that people don't go digging around.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Sharenting seems like a harmless practice, but there's always a chance there could be someone out there looking at your children's images with an ulterior motive. And if they put the different posts together, it's kind of scary how much private information can be revealed.
You compromise their privacy.
Do you happen to
potentially risk their safety. And what's online usually remains online forever. These risks aren't new, so why are parents still doing it?
Are you ever worried about the security of, your child or privacy?
Not in Singapore, man. I don't think there's an issue in Singapore.
Definitely, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, I think with today's modern age, things are very easily hacked into.
Social media is quite an impromptu thing, right? So you have a special moment, and sometimes you don't think too much about it, so you just share it. Like it's not, it's intuitive almost.
It's calculated risks that we take as we share personal information or even photos.
It's going to be quite impossible to get parents to stop posting about their children. So maybe it's time we re-look at the privacy settings on our social media accounts.
Alfred Siu is a consumer tech writer and also a father of 2 young children. He uses strict privacy and security controls on his own social media accounts. So I've asked him to show me the most important ones.
So this is my page here of all the stuff that I have posted.
Family, yeah. This is all public, is it? Or
this is all public, that's right.
Okay. So yeah, I mean, anything that's public, as we know, anybody can download them, edit them, change them, share them.
Right.
If you're sensitive about that, then you might want to sort of rethink, the privacy settings.
So I'm going to my settings page now.
Privacy and security.
Privacy and security.
Right.
Or you can have
story
resharing to stories, story controls.
Story controls, for example, right? So you could say you could hide some stories from some people. You could select who your close friends are. Yeah, you can prevent people from sharing your.
So for example, I got this, just a typical family photo taken somewhere.
Did you tag your family members, like your children's accounts? Okay, say if you put you post a photo that's private, share with friends, right? But say among your friends, they kind of tag somebody else, so that somebody else can also see the photos, and then suddenly, it's out of my so-called circle of trust.
Okay.
And then their friends see, they can tag their friends, and they can download it and do whatever they want.
So we know parents are not going to stop sharing about their kids online. What can be done for them to better protect their children's privacy?
I think, first of all, I won't put it to public, especially pictures of my kids. Secondly, I'll be very sensitive about things like birthdays. Birthdays are actually very sensitive because it can be used for verification, and other things.
As parents, we're always excited to share news about our children. After all, we're proud of them. And since this is the social media generation, I doubt we're going to stop doing it. But what we can limit is what we share and who we share it with.